One of the first things when I go in and talk to a company, I always visit with the safety manager and I ask them one question. I said, what is your passion towards safety? Why are you in safety? A couple years ago, one of the managers looked at me and said, Chris, what's your passion? Why are you in safety? No one asked me that before. I had to think about that for a second, and I came up with it. When I was 21 years old, a young Marine back from Vietnam, thought I was bulletproof. I'd survived over there. I was stationed in a beautiful island called Okinawa. And if you're going to appreciate Okinawa, you need to get a bike. You need to get a motorcycle so you can ride around. So I had a motorcycle. And the military, Marine Corps, is kind of like a big parent because they wouldn't let you go off base unless you had all this uncomfortable stuff on. We could call it today PPE, personal protective equipment. But they made me wear things like a helmet. I mean, it's 104 degrees over there. The maximum speed limit on the island is only 35 miles an hour. You have to wear boots, and you had to wear a leather jacket, and you had to wear gloves. It was just a gorgeous day, and I thought I was really paying attention. I'm coming around a corner, and a semi-truck trailer was parked all the way across the street. So this is just flashing like this. So I'm thinking the only thing I could possibly do, I'll throw the bike on the ground, and maybe I can slide underneath. Saw that in the movie once. I don't know if you can do it. But I threw the bike on the ground, and the helmet is just grazing right underneath the semi. And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 as my helmet hits the asphalt. I look back, and I've gone at least 60 feet past the semi before I stopped. My jacket had gone all the way through. It's called road rash. And my helmet had worn all the way through the fiberglass, all the way through the inner padding, and I just had a little tiny piece of cloth covering my ear. What this comes down to is thank goodness someone was looking out for my safety, because I could have easily been killed if I didn't have that personal protective equipment on. A safety attitude is always being aware of what could injure you or cause an accident. This is what you could be wearing. Now this cost about a penny, because this whole roll only cost $1. This cost 12 bucks. Now your eyes, what are they worth? Priceless. Now in India, instead of wearing a hard hat, they wear a sponge. Do that. And that's what they should be wearing. Now, actually their sponge is bigger. It goes out a little farther. So, and don't get hit with something too hard. So if you're working with trees and cutting limbs, yeah, use a sponge. That'll work really good for you. Now for welding, this is great. Yeah, in Indonesia, that's what they wear for welding. Now, eventually, when you're wearing that, two things can happen. One, it can catch on fire. That's always exciting. And you'll lose a little vision. So if you finally have lost your vision, you become the welding inspector at that point. When we talk about safety attitude and looking out for things that could cause us problems, there's also some behaviors that can cause us problems. And I'll talk about three of those. First, complacency. Have you ever driven somewhere and all of a sudden you look up and you're there? You go. The second one is anger. In a lot of accidents I've investigated, people come to work and they were angry at their spouse, at their significant other, at their child, or the person that just cut them off in the traffic. Third, being tired. When we're tired, we can't focus as well, and we take shortcuts. So if you leave the meeting today and you have developed a safety attitude, and you've developed that safety attitude because you are now more aware of those things that can cause injury to you or your loved ones, or cause accidents to you or your loved ones, then you're starting to develop that safety attitude. Thank you very much for your time. I'm Chris Loomis.